Hi, how you doing? It's me, Minecraft's most handsome, and today we're gonna be in our building bag. Pretty recently, we passed the 1-year milestone for our beautiful world. Our beautiful world has come together pretty well, but there's still a big, glaring, open hole, like kinda right in the middle of it. Right there. You see, for the longest time, like pretty much since we moved over to this base, I've had this plan to set up a farming zone. And by a farming zone, I don't just mean like farms, because of course, that's the entire base. Instead, I mean more like farming zone, as in animals, the cows, the sheep, maybe even the chickens and the pigs that are over here too. Or, yeah, you're still here. Yeah, pigs too. Leave a like for more survival episodes, and let's do this. I actually can't wait. This is gonna be fun. So a couple of days ago, I was looking down at the comments, and I saw a comment that stuck with me. The comment was something like, where are the mangrove builds? It's been so long since the addition, and you haven't built any. Well, friend, what kind of farming barn would this whole area be if I don't have any bone meal? And while I'm at it, do I have any birch saplings anywhere either? Because I sure can't find any. Oh, 3. Okay. Well, I mean, it's the start. I don't only have 3 saplings of birch in this entire world. I think it's a sign. And look, a little bit of bone meal too. You could say the vision is 2020 today, or in fact, maybe even more than 2020. I think I know exactly what I want to do with this build. Here's what I'm thinking. Over here, we've got a road and a little bit of a hill. I'm thinking we tear out the bushes on this hill and set up a new road. This road will go all the way over to the mangrove farm that we'll definitely be using today. Over in the middle, we've got big fields, and big fields are great for animals. So we'll have some animals wandering around, and then maybe some in pens too. We've got a lot of fields, but then we've got a little bit of a hill, and a little bit of the hill is exactly where I think we need to start today. So we're gonna build a barn, but not just any barn. This will be the greatest barn of all time. See, I've got a little goal for our build today. I want to hopefully make this build. Yep, that's it. I just want to hopefully make this build. That's all I'm looking for. I kid. The goal is pretty simple, or at least I think it will be. By the time we're done with this build, I would like this to be one of the most beautiful builds, a beautiful, beautiful barn in our entire world. Now, we got some pretty steep competition up there on the hill, but I mean, I think we could do it. We could get it. Please, anything but a dislike, okay? Look, I know it's controversial. A controversial start of the build, but just trust me, a barn. We're going to build a barn, and of course, this barn needs to be red, but it also is gonna need to have like a second block here. I'm thinking for the second block, I can't believe I'm doing this, but this is the first birch build of the entire world. Oh no, it's a sign. This is... off to a start. We're off to a start, pig friend. No, don't run. Alright, so solid block. Slab, solid block. I don't live in a barn or anything like that. That's wild of you to assume that. No. I don't live in a barn. But I have an idea, a pretty strong suggestion in my mind as to how this barn should look. I'm thinking we'll leave it open. You see, this is gonna be the big field, and we'll put trees here and stuff. I want the animals or the things inside of the barn to be able to be inside and be like, wow, it's beautiful out there. Right? So I think big windows, something like this. And then in terms of length, that might be pretty good. And so with that lead in, we begin the build. Now, while we work on today's build, I'd like to talk a little bit about this world. This world has been going strong for over a year now, and it's beautiful. I've been having a lot of fun inside of this world. Since this world started, there has been not one, but at least 2 other series beginning. We had Super Flat Survival, and then the brand new one, Super Flat... No, it's not flat. Excuse me, the brand new one, Survival Island, 100 Days We're Stranded. It's pretty cool. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about this world, and don't get me wrong, I love this world. I'm not saying I don't. I realized that with this world passing its 1-year milestone, this is now the second longest world that I've ever had. The longest was Survival Guide Season 3. Usually my attention span is short, and that's why my worlds don't typically last very long. Like, I get inspired for something else, and then I just go do that other thing. I kinda can't believe we've made it so far inside of this world, and honestly, it's been like the best time ever. But honestly, I'd be lying, and a big time at that, if I said I'd never considered ending this world to begin a brand new, fresh adventure. Wait, what? Well, anyways, check out the bone meal machine that we built last episode. A solid stack of bone meal in this thing. It couldn't be any more perfect. This is great for today's build. Distraction number 2. Look at this barn.
That's a beautiful barn. It's a really, really good barn.
This kind of gives you my vision for this build. Now, look at this build. As you can see here, it is fully finished. Fully finished. Well, anyways, 3 arch windows. 1, 2, 3, count them. That's the perfect number. That's going to look really, really good. Of course, what I'll do is I'll copy that on the other side. I have a plan for the front of the build. What do you mean? What do you mean? I, of course, have a plan. To make this one of the most beautiful builds in this entire world, we're gonna have to go crazy with the detail here. When it comes to detail, I think I have a decent idea. I didn't really plan this build out or anything today, but I thought about it, like a lot. I've been thinking about this build for so long because, like I said, I've wanted to put it here since, since before I even knew mangrove wood was going to be a thing. But as soon as I heard about mangrove wood, I knew that this was for sure, for certain, we needed to save this zone in the world for it. Then, on the inside of the build, I think dark oak. And then, surprisingly, we're all the way up here already. And looking at barns, there's like a lot of framing things going on usually. So, maybe we frame it all in with a little bit of birch wood. We jump down off of the dirt pillar, take a look back, and say... I have no clue. I have no clue at all if that's going to work. But it looks kind of cool, right? Let's go with it. One of my favorite things about this world so far is the fact that at this point, if I need anything, I can basically just go over to that part of the world and get it. Other than the dirt that I completely forgot to grab. Well, anyways, mud. I love mud. Mud is a beautiful, beautiful building block, and I think maybe, just maybe, depending on how I play things here, we might be able to mix a little bit of mud into today's build. Excuse me. Anyways, we take the mud. We turn it into packed mud right there. That's beautiful. Then we turn it into mud bricks. And then over inside the crafting table, we take the mud bricks and maybe turn them into mud brick walls. Like a decent amount of them. See, on the barn, we could come in with cobblestone. And of course, that would be fine. Cobblestone could work. But instead of doing stone and stuff on the barn, I think what I'd like to do is try and keep it like pretty wooden, right? I was thinking by using mud bricks, maybe pair them with a little bit of oak, right? Like similar tones. It would tone down the brickiness of the mud bricks, if that makes sense, right? And like almost turn it into wood, but like keep things solid. You know what I'm saying? Maybe? It's time for a quick break. A small message, a word from Cab. Ooh, wait, what's that, Cab? Oh, Cab, you're so excited to finally have a houseman here today. Yes. It's finally your big day. It's only been, look, I'm sorry. It's only been like 10 months, and I'm really sorry. Please don't get mad. No, please. I'm really sorry. It would never happen again. Never. Alright, well, the back of the build. Piece of cake. I figured that one out. Not a problem at all. It's the back of the build. Back of the base. We probably won't see it, but I mean, maybe I could come back in and even put some windows. Maybe with dark oak fences, kind of match that part of the build. But the front. The front is really important. We're going to have the front door and everything on it, and I'm trying to work on, like, breaking up the flatness, but I am noticing one big problem, and it's not detailed, or at least as detailed as I wanted it to be. Even with more things like fences slapped on top of it, I think it's gonna be pretty plain still. So, the solution. What if maybe, instead of all stripped birch logs, we mix in a little bit of birch planks every once in a while, like not too much, but just like a little bit for texturing, for a little bit of detailing. We mix that in there a little bit, then we get even more details in front of it, and oh, it's coming together. I think it's gonna be beautiful. On top of the build, oh, come on, it's not even a question, it's so obvious. I mean, it's a barn, so I've got to work in that classic barn-shaped roof. That's gonna look really, really good, and dark oak as well. A little bit more dark oak, which I think pairs amazingly with mangrove wood. Do that on the roof as well. Come up with a cool design to wrap this all up. By the time I'm done with it, it'll be cool and wrapped up. So at about this point, I've got to go get lost in that build up on the hill over there. But I have to remember, I can't get too lost because there are so many other things I need to get in today. For example, a path walking all the way over to the mangrove farm over there. Yep, gonna have to get that in. And the entire surrounding area. By the time we're done with this build today, this entire hill, or at least like the majority of it, needs to be fully finished. So, let's do this. And we're back. So much progress in so little time. I kind of went off on this barn. I was going crazy with the detailing and the roof in specific. I'm overjoyed. I'm ecstatic. I'm so proud of what I came up with the roof. Let me get a good vantage point. It's all about a view, so maybe at the top of the Coliseum we'll have a good view. Haven't seen it from up here yet, and oh yes, it's beautiful. It's so much detail. I went in with the little note blocks up there, a little bit of dark oak. It's subtle, it's nice, it's perfect. And then I think once I get more details in, around the build, I think with more details around it, it'll look even better. Now, speaking of around it, I've been busy. I've been grinding it out. Let's go ahead and go on a quick little tour really quick, guys. So check this out. A brand new road that cuts right up here. This road is all out of cobblestone because, I don't know, I felt like it kind of matched this whole, like, early game, but late game farm aesthetic or whatever. I ran the path going all the way down this way, and as you can see over here, I'm getting ready for some gigantic trees. I think a row of big, tall oak trees that hopefully go over the path. Yeah, that'll look really good. Now, over here, the path just kind of abruptly ends at this zone right here. Don't know if we'll worry about this today because I've got a lot more to do in here. In the side of the fences over here, which speaking of, I went and put a fence in all the way around this build. The fence goes from this spot, wraps all the way around, and then goes over to that spot. There's a main entrance over there in between the two pillars. Now, one thing that I would like to work on is, I think in this back corner. I don't have much of it left, but I do have a little bit of birch left. What I think I would like to do is set up a small stall, and maybe if this turns out nicely, I'll build a couple more small stalls across this thing. Inside of the small stall, I think what I'll do is I'll probably keep a couple backup animals. No, a small stall. I'm gonna have to move this. See, here's the thing with small stall. I wanted to match the aesthetic of the barn, but I also want to do something a little bit different. I have a cool idea. To match the barn, I could do something like mangrove in here. Mangrove could look pretty cool, potentially. It'll keep the animals in, too. To switch it up, spice it up a little bit, I'm thinking wool. A little bit of wool. Maybe like yellow. I feel like yellow would look really, really nice. And definitely white wool as well. So, can I make a striped wool banner? This has been a while. I used to love to build these things, but it has been so long. I think what I want to do is walk it up like that, and then I would straighten it out right there, and then hang it over the front a little bit. Maybe. Walk it up like that. It goes over here, and then maybe it overhangs a tiny bit, and then does it droop back down? Hey, can I make something out of that shape right there? There we go. I mean, it's really not much. It's simple, a small detail, but I think it'll add to the area. Maybe I'll add one more. Now, one area that I've been really stumped with is the front of the build. I mean, so far, it's interesting looking, but it definitely needs more. I'm thinking windows up there. Windows are nice, keep it nice and open, but I'm also thinking door. I need to come up with some kind of door contraption, and also, I'd like to put planter boxes in here. I guess we start with the planter boxes because those are easy. A couple bits of coarse dirt and maybe like azalea bushes on top of those. That'll look really good, but door contraption. So I was kind of setting up this area right here in the middle to be like perfect for some kind of door. And then I was thinking for the door thing, which of course doesn't actually work. It just like looks like it works. I was thinking like spruce wood. Spruce wood could maybe like break up the build a little bit while still like kind of blending in. I mean, after all, we got those mud bricks right there. So maybe something like that. Maybe. Looks like it hangs and maybe goes up and down. I don't know. Fences are details, so maybe I get even more of those going in. Maybe a couple signs or something on top of that thing. And then trapdoors. Trapdoors absolutely detailed too. Trapdoors could go right there. And then finally, for the actual door mechanism to make it actually work, what if we went ahead and put a couple more trapdoors in here? To like just open the trapdoors like that, have it hanging, and then it kind of looks like one solid piece, right? Like it almost looks like a door. Maybe from like a distance. I think it works. We'll keep it. Now, one thing that I've been putting off doing all around this area is the ground. I need to make the ground look a little bit better. Right now, grass is nice and all, but I definitely think with this being a farm and all, we need giant patches of coarse dirt all over the inside of this field. By the way, the whole time I've been working on this thing today, I've been hearing mobs. It sounds like we've got a cave, like, right under the ground under here, which conveniently isn't my problem. I don't live here. I mean, the animals do. They can deal with it. Inside of the barn, I've got a really good vision, but I definitely am going to need coarse dirt on the inside of this thing, too. People walk in farms, right? I'm pretty sure they do, so path blocks could probably make sense here, too, right? How about a small pond in here, too? I mean, after all, I don't need my animals dehydrated. And this back thing over here, this will be for pigs, so I think I'll load this thing up with mud. Pigs love mud, right? It's not just some disgusting stereotype, right? We'll throw a couple signs on these dirt blocks right here. That'll help spice those up. More fences. Oh, yes, more fences. Fences are always a yes. Trapdoor, trapdoor. Trapdoor, trapdoor. A little bit of pot in here to really make this thing come alive. And then inside of the pots, of course, a little bit of azalea. I'm out of mangrove wood, so I'm going to have to go get a little bit more because I definitely want to put trapdoors right there to solid up the windows, but also fences up here. I think more fences there would look really, really nice. And then, heck, why not? Maybe even a couple more. Down here on the bottom, on the inside, this is what I'm thinking. Separate stalls. If you've been in a barn before, if you've lived in a barn before, then you know there are separate stalls. Even more excitingly, at the back of this thing is one big, large stall, and there's only one thing that can live inside of that one. Bushes, let's see what I got. I'm gonna need a lot of them. Ooh. I mean, I could do, like, mixed ones. Ooh. I need more spruce. Please have leaves, please have leaves, please have leaves. You got leaves. It's pretty high up. By the way, this farm over here, this is looking romantic today. I actually, not too long ago, pulled a whole stack and a little bit more out, and it just keeps going and going and going. It's beautiful. All right, a couple of leaves in here placed conveniently in front of the windows, so when you're inside, you can't get out. And definitely, absolutely, we do it on the other side of the build too. Gotta fill it all in. Couple more leaves all over the place inside of this thing. Back of the build looks a little flat. Could use some leaves too. Wait a second, did somebody just say scent of the day? It's Mahogany Teakwood Intense. It's giving me all the farm inspiration and the farm vibes. Oh, I saw you grow over there. You're looking beautiful. Which reminds me, I definitely can't forget this outside path. The outside road needs to come to life too. But just to make sure the trees can actually grow, I think we'll probably end up waiting to do most of this until they're actually in. Just a couple more small details. A little bit more blood, sweat, and tears. Of course, tears. So many tears put into the build, and the grand unveiling, I think it's time. The little barn sitting at the center of our world that is no longer empty, and the animals that are still trapped. We gotta do that part. Well, here it is. It's like most of the way done. So, here's the thing. There are definitely still a couple things we need to do today. We've got to let these animals free, which, I mean, is check. Run, my children, run. Oh, you don't even want to move? Spelled all this. There we go. Welcome home, my sweet children. You can run. You're free. You move wherever you want to move. This whole fence, your old container, it's gone. You now live inside of this whole thing, and friends, as in you guys, please tell me if these cows are all going to despawn, because I kind of need to know. Here's the thing, all of my wonderful farm animals, you can all move around. I built this whole place for you. It's all yours. Except some of you are actually going to go back inside of a cage. Not you, not you. So look, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure these animals aren't going to despawn, but just in case they are, I think I'm going to keep some cows in the middle, inside of this pen. We'll soar quickly over to the carrot farm for pigs. It'll trick them every time. And from over here, the view that we have is pretty nice. I mean, look at that thing. It's actually like filled in now. The world feels, at least to me, like already moving around it, it feels a whole lot more complete. Anyways, pig friends, so there's one there. You go ahead and you make a child, and then you come with me and the child. Yep. Just in case here, I mean, you never know. I want to keep some backup animals inside of the pen. So there you go, friends, and fine, you're free. Sheep wandering around this thing, I mean, kind of just go. No, I left the door open. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to wrangle up some cows. Whoops. That's my bad. I mean, look, a little bit of late game cow wrangling, nothing like it at all. Sheep and cow friends, you all come back inside of the pen, and don't you dare leave again. You figure out the gate. Come on, you can do it. There's literally, yep, there we go, and no food for any of you. That was bad. The King Cab, oh, it's been so long. You've waited patiently, and waited, and it's here, this whole barn, this whole area. It's not actually for all of them. It's for you. Your pen, your home forever. It's now this spot right here. And how did you get inside of this thing? What? So clearly, running around here on the ground, there is a little bit more work that does need to be done. And that work, hey, it comes with the trees. I need the trees to actually grow and, you know, not be that disgusting thing, whatever that is. And sure, I do have that beautiful bone meal machine that we set up in the last episode, but what I think I'm going to do instead is actually leave these things like this and just let them grow on their own, because fun fact, that will actually happen. Oh, no, that is very bad behavior. No, you're not doing that again. You come back right inside of this pen. Alrighty then, I was sure, 100% certain that these animals would be trapped in here forever, but I'm gonna have to like double check that one. I'm gonna wait for the trees to grow. Instead of wasting like a ton of bone meal on these trees, if I give it enough time, they will fill in and grow on their own. As for this path over here, exact same thing. It's a little bit unfortunate that we leave it in this condition today, but once these trees grow all the way up into their adult form behind me, I promise I'll come back in and fill it up with tons of bushes and things like that. And I mean, look at this thing. Slowly but surely, another junk tree. Come on. Minecraft Survival, episode number 73. I'm pretty sure this is 73. With so many episodes, it kind of gets hard to keep track. Anyways, episode number 73, The Farm, sitting in the middle of our world for every single animal in the game. That's here. Is there something that I should add to the farm? Is there something that I should change about it? Let me know all about it down below. And what do you think about the build? Do you think it's beautiful? A big shout out Patron Gang and Tanner B, Austin V, Andrew H, Gabriel Y, and Paul P. For early access to survival episodes, check out my Patreon, link below. And so that is the very story of how we finished, in a sense, a huge part of our world. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you. This has been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.